Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here tonight to do One Piece episode 612 review. One more time, that is 612 of One Piece. That's right. So tonight's episode, right, of One Piece, it's actually very simple. To be honest, it's actually, really all it is, it's the kids running away. Nami and Robin and Chopper chasing the kids. Nami actually getting a shot in on Monet. And then Monet and Zoro combat. In come the Marines. And then Sanji's leading the Marines. They see, like, a bunch of stuff happens, which I'll get more in detail later, obviously. And then Monet starts to engage in combat against the Marines. And then in comes Tashigi. Zoro, you need my help. What the what? And that's where the episode ends, pretty much. So, and of course, like, there's a little scene here where we see Caesar Clown's watching all this shit go down in the laboratory. I think Vegapunk's laboratory. And Luffy is now falling back down with Mock Pink Shenron, aka Momosuke. Oh, and one last thing. Brook, Kinemon, and Usopp are now splitting apart so they can find the Karoseki sea cups because the Shinokuni's flooding in, and they need to find their shit real quick. Otherwise, they're gonna die, obviously. So the episode overall, okay, so again, it's very simple, very straightforward. And the parts that I didn't like, because it's a One Piece anime, and there's obviously a lot of parts that I didn't like. And the first, or at least that I wasn't into as much. And the first thing is, like, the kid stuff. Like, I understand that it is supposed to be touching because they're little kids, and they are experiencing this horrific incident on Punk Hazard, where they've been there for a few years, especially those of the first generation, because they're much bigger than the ones who are the second, third, fourth generation, so on and so forth. And it's supposed to touch you because, you know, like, they're kids, they're innocent, and their innocence shouldn't be toyed with like it is now by people like Monet and Caesar Clown, but it is just for a science experiment, or, you know, just for an experiment, so he can grow them into giants and see how far he can go. But the thing here is that when it comes to the kids as a whole, because at first I was sympathetic, but now I'm like, well, I understand their plight, I understand their situation, but I kind of want to move on to the other stuff here, because the kids, I mean, really all it is just Mocha running with the candy, and then the kids chasing them. And then Caesar Clown says they're going to die in 5 years, or like they're going to die in a few years' time, given the current rate of their candy consumption. So the thing about it is that I kind of do care, but at the same time, I don't. You feel me? Because there's other stuff going on. And, I mean, if that's one flaw of One Piece, I can say that because there's so many other things going on at one particular point in time, the impact of one situation can sometimes be mitigated by all the other stuff going on. So even though the kid situation is like a big deal, I'm not really feeling it as I should because of the fact that there's other stuff going on that I care about much more than the kids. Like, for example, again, the fights between Smoker versus Virgo and Law there, and we have the Luffy Mock Shenron thing, because, you know, having powers that are clearly tied to Dragon Ball Z, which, by the way, I do know for a fact that the Battle of the Gods film is out tonight. I know that. I'll review it probably later in the morning. And by the way, I don't know why, but I keep on forgetting to mention this here. But look down in the description box below for the link to the episode on One Piece Official and the preview for next week's episode of One Piece. So, but as I was saying before, also, like the Monet and Zoro fight right now, and then Tashigi hopping in there. So, and of course, Caesar Clown. I mean, Caesar Clown, I find him as a character, I find far more intriguing and interesting than the other kids, to be honest. I mean, I'm just being very honest here, because I just don't, like, the kids, to me, they're like, okay, I get the situation, move on. It's just Caesar Clown, he's working for Flamingo, and he's creating something. There's a Smile laboratory that's there for something, we don't know what it is, that apparently can wreck the new world, and he has ties to Vegapunk. Automatically, my interest and my focus is going to be far more on Caesar Clown than the kids. So if that's one flaw of One Piece, then it is that. Or at least, because there are a few flaws to the series One Piece, obviously, because nothing is perfect. But that is one flaw that you can consider, or that's one thing that you can consider an issue/flaw, where there are so many things going on at one particular point in time that it kind of, in some cases, takes away from one moment. So, or one incident, or one focus of the arc or episode itself. So that being said, alright, aside from the kids and Mocha's flashback, because apparently Mocha and the blonde one, they're from the same island, and like the other guys that came in there, and just basically showing how Monet and Caesar Clown, they were nice to them, and Monet winds up being this evil, wicked bitch. And the thing about it is that, from what I understand, Monet is supposed to represent this, like, Japanese demon called Yuki-onna, or something, basically like an evil, heartless snow bitch. I mean, that's what she's supposed to represent. I mean, I think that's what it is, Yuki-onna. I mean, I'm not too sure exactly. If you guys know, correct me in the comment section down below. But I think that's what it is. Either way, the thing about this is that Zoro is engaging in combat, and Zoro's doing Zoro, you know. He's doing Zoro, but he's holding back. Alright, he hasn't attacked. He's been blocking consistently. And Nami actually gets a shot in, because Monet says, well, it's strategic to take out the weaker guys first. Makes perfect sense to me. And of course, Nami's like, no, I'm not that weak. He pulls out a new move. Because normally there's a heat ball, and the heat balls come out of the actual, well, it's not called the climate attack anymore. It's called like the saucer attack, I think now it's called. But either way, they usually come out. But this time it actually stays there, and like the heat A actually stays there, and it can be like, used as like a heat-based weapon. And so she gets one up on Monet. Then Monet's like, "Fuck that shit! I'm gonna come and kill you," and is gonna take out Chopper. Pretty funny scene right there. When Chopper starts freaking out, and then in comes Zoro. Block. Robin and she makes her snow wall. And by the way, I didn't realize this at first, but the door is freaking huge. Which makes sense because these kids are giant, but I didn't realize how big it was until we see Robin and Nami leave. I'm like, they're pinpricks in comparison to the freaking door. So the door is massive. It's like 25, 30 meters tall, probably even 50 maybe. It's a huge fucking door. I'm like, god damn, it's a big door. So if that door is big, imagine these steel massive, oh my god, those doors must be huge. At least 100, 200 meters tall and pure steel. So, yeah, so this laboratory is massive. Like this, because when you comprise the B, because the B building is the biggest building, then there's a smaller R building, then there's the C building, the A building. So it's a huge place, okay? And the door, but we see the Monet, snow fence, and then Zoro, doing Zoro as always. And the thing, basically cuts down. And of course, you notice how Zoro does it like one fell swoop, and Luffy has to do like a Gatling for that. Well, then again, it was like a continuous snow thing that Monet was doing on Luffy. And when Luffy first did his Gatling on Caesar Clown, that thing shattered in an instant. So, I mean, because people always want to do the whole Zoro versus Luffy. And I always say Luffy because he's the captain. That's the way he should be. And Zoro hasn't showcased nearly enough power as Luffy. Luffy showcased a whole range of shit. But we're going to see. Well, hopefully we see. Because Zoro right now, he's facing, well, it's going to be Zoro and Tashigi versus Monet. And even though Zoro doesn't really need help because he's Zoro, the thing about it is that he's holding back for a certain reason. And I can't say it because the anime didn't notify us. But, I mean, just taking to note what occurred in Logtown between Zoro and Tashigi. Alright, just take note of that. And apply that to this situation. Okay, and you have your answer right there. But aside from that, I mean, really, the episode. I mean, like the Caesar Clown talking, sitting there, watching the whole thing go down. Whatever, fuck it. So, I mean, overall, it's a simple episode. But I will say that I am digging the combat between Zoro and Monet so far. I mean, again, it's just a bunch of blocks, but it's just Zoro on like the hunt, like he's a freaking predator. like a AVP over here. Like, she's the freaking A and Zoro's the P. He's a predator. He's just like, yeah, fuck that shit. I mean, he's just hunting this bitch. He's straight up hunt mode. Like, when she goes in the snow, he's like, this fucking whore, this whore, and he hunts her down. And he blocks continuously, keep on blocking. So, and Sanji going in there, actually hilarious scene where they actually leaves the Marines and shit. He's like, he sees Zoro. He's like, okay, so this is fucking Marimo over here, man. Pull down your lower lip, make fun of him. And then we have Zoro. He's like, man, he's like, fucking asshole. So that was funny as hell. And so there was kind of moments here. So the episode, I think, was okay. I mean, it was not bad, to be honest. Was it subpar? No, it was not subpar, because I'm actually liking the combat scene between Zoro and Monet. And Kashiki's now in there. She actually uses haki to actually scratch the wings of Monet. Alright, okay. So, her hockey game isn't, you know, like Harding level, but she can still cause some damage here. And, I mean, that's it. So, episode rating overall, I'm going to give it an okay rating, and I'm done. King Lightning, be sure, of course, rate, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.